What's going on tonight, y'all? This is the Battle Blaster coming back at you on some very important issues tonight. Um, if you've been noticing lately, and it's not that it's something new, it's not new, it's just it's getting more and more out of hand, and I think it's time to talk about it. We're talking about how white supremacists can get away with killing us. People can get away with these guns and walking into places and shooting, killing us, or putting us in headlocks because they feel that they can and get away with it by the people who runs the so-called cities and states or whatever. And I want to talk about something real quick that I've been seeing lately. So I'm going to jump on that first. And then we'll go into the killing thing, and we're going to go into that. Ever since the COVID pandemic came out, people are so afraid to say COVID or to say death or murder or kill or rape, because you two have these silly ass guidelines. But people can sit there and call us niggers all day long on this platform. Never do you hear YouTube say, we're going to ban the word nigger off of YouTube. But let you say kill, murder, rape, death, COVID, or say COVID's not real, it's a hoax, or whatever. And watch your page either get demonetized or you get shut down or they take the video off of YouTube. And I watch how we slowly are losing our right to freedom of speech. To say what we want and how we want to say it. Not being bashful behind how we said it. Nothing. But everybody can call us niggers on television. Everybody can call us niggers on the news. Everybody can call us niggers everywhere. On Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on all these platforms. And guess what happened? Nothing. This is a time now what we should be doing is putting our foot up these people's ass. Which leads me into saying just one thing before I'm going to go into what I was about to say. Stop censoring ourselves. If we want to call these people crackers, want to call them Jews, want to call them anything out their name, call these people that. Because you know what? They call us that. You got people like fucking Richard Dreyfuss coming out talking about he want to play a black person. Come on, you old wrinkled up racist. You fucking old white supremacist. You want to play a bad person? I wish I can give you the treatment for at least 20 more years of your life. Take away your whiteness and let you be a dark-skinned black man in this country. You'll be begging by the end of the week, your black ass, your white ass will be begging to be white again. You couldn't even take the shit we went through. So, Mr. Dreyfuss, Richard, Dick, do yourself a favor. Stop being a dick and shut the fuck up. Nobody sitting up here saying about I want to be a Jew and go into the gas chambers. Nobody don't say no shit like that. We don't think like that. And if we did, we'll be the first ones kicked off this motherfucking platform. Trust me. But you know what? It just shows you they got the cushion for the pushing. Now, since I got that off my chest real quick, let's talk about defending ourselves as a people, as a group of people. Now, as a people, years ago, we've always had men who would stand up for the community and fight back against the tyranny of racism, of white supremacy, especially Klan members. And most of the time, what would happen would be the so-called white supremacists, the people, the sheriffs, and all them people, they would try to make it an uneven fight because we had guns, and this is the lie they like to try to tell us, that black people didn't have guns. We did have guns after a certain time because we had to go hunting for our food a lot of time, just like anybody else most of the time back then, because black people, we couldn't go to, a lot of us, especially the poor blacks that lived out in the sticks, like my grandfather, a lot of their stuff, they had to, like their meat, they had to catch. A lot of their dinner, they had to catch. They had to go fishing, or they had to go out hunting. And if they caught a deer, or got some squirrel, or got some coon, or whatever, but if they got a deer, that was enough of meat that would probably last them for a month. You know what I mean? Deer meat was something that was good for them, back in those days. So they had chickens. If they had, especially if they lived out in the woods, they had chickens, they had pigs, they had like a little farmland, whatever. They did their thing. But a lot of the black men were real riders, as Tariq would say. Those men would go out there and they would protect their families. My grandfather, he was a man who this is my mother's father. He was a man who protected his family. The little bit I know about my dad's father, he was the same way. Like my grandfather on my mother's side, the Klan had ran him up out of there. Now, he fought them back, and they tried to, kill him up. And my uncle, before he passed away, he was telling me how they would, my aunts and them, because they just live out in the woods, you know what I mean? That's how black people lived back in the 40s down south, you know what I mean? They lived out in the fucking boonies, dirt roads, and they said when it got dark, it got pitch dark out there, and the only thing you could see, if the stars were out and the moon was out, it's the only way you'll be able to see. If not, you couldn't. He said you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. And he told me before they basically kind of ran my grandfather up out of town, they was stalking the house, so because he would come home late, because he didn't have a car at the time. He had to walk everywhere, or he had a buggy with a horse. Now this is in the 1940s. This is in the 1940s, and a lot of people, black people, was still poor back then. We didn't have cars like everybody else did. You know what I mean? That was a luxury for some of the rich white folks, or some well-to-do black people who was able to afford it. But a lot of blacks either had horse and buggy, or they didn't have nothing. And the Klan, they had 2 carloads of men watching my grandfather's house. So from what my uncle was telling me, they came, like they would try to like draw closer and closer and closer. They would sit in their cars, and one day my grandfather and his brother came home, and they didn't see them come home. So what they did, they went and got these shotguns and shit, and they went and like kind of like paralleled them. And as soon as the motherfuckers tried to step up out of that door, they start shooting, blasting them. The white boys jumped back in that car, and they hauled the hell out of there. And a couple months later, my grandfather, he would end up leaving. I think they was in Florida at the time. They end up leaving Florida to go to Georgia. And once the smoke died down a few years later, he came back down into Jacksonville, Florida. Was it Jacksonville or was no? It was Jacksonville, Orlando. It was in Orlando Beach, Florida. Now these motherfuckers never forgot that, but they tried again and they got served up. And he had to leave, and he left for good. He went back to Georgia, and then they went from Georgia to, up here in Jersey. And that's how my family came to be, from down south to up here. My father's people, Texans, went to Virginia Beach. Cape Charles, Virginia, where they were right off of the beach. I've been there one time in my life, and it's such a beautiful place. And I mean, it was so cool, so laid back. Everything was so beautiful. And they left there and came up here, and him, my uncle, they would leave and come up into Trenton, to the Hightstown area. They used to call that the nigger stop. Back in the 1940s, 1950s, the late 1940s and 1950s. This is like right after he got out of the service, because they drafted him into the service. Him and my uncle. And a couple of my other uncles went into the service too later on. But what I'm getting to this is this. There's a group of individuals called the Deacons of Defense. Now, these guys were some badass black men. All of them were all military. Well, most of them were, I believe. I think, if I'm correct, I think it was all of them were. And these men were so renowned, nobody dared to test them. The white supremacists, Ku Klux Klan members tried to. And they did two or three clashes, but at that last clash, the first thing they was doing, them white folks, they knew we were shooting back. They were like, "Yo, we got to come up with some type of truce with these people, because they're not backing down." See, that's one thing about white people, and I want you to understand these white supremacists. They're not brave. They're cowards, and that's gonna lead me into this son of a bitch who choked out that young black brother on the train. In New York a couple weeks ago. That these people are cowards. If they feel like they got more than one, or they feel like they got backup, or they feel like they're not going to get in trouble for something, they'll do it. They'll kill you. And then turn around and say it was in self-defense. Black people, when will you say enough is enough? I'm telling y'all right now, get you some gun license, purchase you some guns, get you some carry, if you can carry it, concealed carry, whatever, or open carry, wherever you at, do it, get it. And always keep your head on a swivel, because what happened is these people need to understand that you can't come in our neighborhood shooting us up or shooting at us or killing us without some repercussions. And if the cops ever try to come and take one of us, we should all stand up and tell the police, get your motherfucking hands off of that individual. If you don't, we'll blast your motherfucking, oh, you putting guns in my face. And as soon as that bitch say something, blow his fucking head off. Show these motherfucking bastards we ain't fucking playing. See, a lot of people probably sit up here saying, you two probably say, oh, you're advocating violence against police officers. No, I'm advocating protecting ourselves against these devils who claim to be policemen, who claim to be fire department, who claim to be some concerned fucking asshole, what do you call them, concerned citizen. These people have to understand that we're not playing no more. We gotta fucking come together and defend ourselves. We have the God-given right to defend ourselves. Just like they want to live, we want to live too. We don't ask. I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't want nothing. All we want to do is just be quiet. We want to be happy. We want to be just be quiet. Leave us alone. We ain't fucking with nobody. And if we fuck up ourselves, we fuck ourselves up, which is fucked up, and that needs to stop too. But if we're just, arguing amongst ourselves or whatever the case may be, shut the fuck up and just let us live. We don't jump in y'all business when you talking about somebody screwed your wife and she's a whore and a cunt and all that shit. Nobody sit up there and fucking with you and your wife. We sit back and look and just get the popcorn and just watch what's going to fucking thaw out. What y'all need to do is leave us the fuck alone. God knows we ain't asked y'all for nothing. We say we want reparations, which we deserve reparations. Everything that y'all have done has been to demoralize us, to make sure we do not stand up or rise above you in any way possible, to never ever have generational wealth. We're always going to be pushed down at the bottom of everything, just like you bringing these new damn fucking immigrants in here. Y'all need to say fuck that. We need, as black people, we need to say fuck this. Enough is enough. You're drowning us out of our neighborhoods. Get the motherfuckers the fuck out of here. Send them bitches back, or send them down to Washington, D.C. Send them out there to these nice ass houses and neighborhoods where they live at. They're not going to have it. So why should we accept this? Just like I look every day, and I said this in the last time, one of my last posts. Listen, how is these motherfuckers coming here, getting houses, getting brand new cars or decent cars, getting businesses, and these bitches can't speak motherfucking English? They ain't even been in the motherfucking in the United States no more than a year or two. And they got businesses, driver's license, credit cards, a house, or they got nice fucking property that the government just this demon and giving to them. I remember one day, it's a place called 800 West State Street. It's a nice old. It was a dentist or eye doctor. I remember that's what it used to be. And I've always wanted this place. So I've looked into it. The lady looked into it for me. There's nothing on the paper for it. All of a sudden, Mexicans own it. Now, I'm not mad at them, but they own it. When you go onto that beautiful property, all you see is fucking cars parked up on the land all over the grass. There's probably 30 motherfuckers in the house. There's 10 cars on the fucking property. Are you fucking kidding me? I've been wanting that house for years. I've been trying to get that place for years, and I could never fucking get it. But because these motherfuckers come here in this damn country, they give them everything. They gave it to them. Well, they need a place to stay. Nobody told them bitches across the motherfucking border they should be out on the fucking street. And I want you to say another thing too. Case in point, all these white fucking dope addicts, these heroin addicts, these fucking meth head motherfuckers, they come and they drop them off in our motherfucking town. Why ain't they in the white neighborhoods, laying on the street, pissing up the street, sitting over there shitting on the sidewalk? They put all this negative shit in our motherfucking cities. Again, as black people, we need to start saying, listen, we don't want, I never asked for the segregated, I mean, what do they call it, a sanctuary city. You need to get these people the fuck out of here. They need to fucking go. Send them bitches back across the motherfucking border. They need to fucking go. Any of these fucking Arabic motherfuckers and these Indian motherfuckers, send them over into the white areas. Send them back across to their homes. They need to fucking go. White people trying to move back in the cities, you should make them feel very, very uncomfortable being here. You should fucking rob their asses or just jack them up on sight every time you see them, because they don't belong here. They left here because we started moving in. Schools went down the waste. Factories and other job sources left the city because we moved in. Places went where you had beautiful pottery buildings and steel mills and stuff like that, and all these different places, these refrigeration companies and all that used to be here. They went and they boarded up everything. Everything went into a fucking tizzy. And guess what? It stayed like that for over 30 motherfucking years until they started regentrifying this place in the 90s, in the late 90s. See, enough is a motherfucking enough here. And if we don't fucking stand up and fight for ourselves, we done lost. But see, this is another thing too that also puts us in the place we're at now. They broke us up. We were married more, we were stronger during my grandparents' time, which is in the 50s, in the 60s, the 40s, the 30s, when they were young men and women and they just started having children and they were taking care of business. When they saw that we were moving as a unit, especially during the civil rights movement, black man and black woman marching together, black children supporting the efforts, even some of them was marching. The thing is this, that scared them. The first thing them some bitches thinking is retribution. That scared the fuck out of them. And then knowing we were just fighting and tearing up shit and busting heads and wasn't fucking backing down. See, white man's biggest strength is in numbers. His laws. Or if he could get 100 people to 10, he feels like he's done something. And that's where the deacons of the fence showed them motherfuckers. Yeah, y'all could be 100 strong, we could be 50 strong, but we're going to take you motherfuckers out. And that scared the fuck out of them. And that's what still scares these people. It's like they're afraid to give us reparations when they know deep down inside it is owed to us. All the bad shit that they have done, it's owed to us. When you got people like that Swami character talking about he talking about black issues. Motherfucker, you're Indian. You don't even know nothing about black people. You never even grew up around black people. You don't even know anything about us. Only what you try to put out there as some bullshit ass notion. What you need to do, Swami, is put a fucking towel on your head and go, "Hello, Johnny, it's me, Haji. I buy from $5. You need to do that and shut the fuck up. Because you don't know shit about us, Haji, Swami. It's people like you who try to sit there and cape for white supremacy. And them motherfuckers don't even like your fucking brown ass, you fucking suck dick, motherfucker. It's people like you that need to get shut the fuck down. We need to fucking kidnap your ass and fucking hang your motherfucking ass by your fucking feet and just beat you to a fucking pulp and then let you go about a couple weeks later. Or you'll definitely shut the fuck up then. Because we'll be like, every time you look at a black person, he look at you, you'll think it's one of us about to whip that ass again. Now, the funny thing about YouTube, they might sit there and say, you're doing threats on people. No, I'm not doing threats on people. I'm just stating facts. That's not a threat. It's not a threat. The threat is me saying I should go out there and beat you. I should. It's not I should. It's I am. I never said I am going to do anything to anyone. I just said, hey, if this may happen one day, don't fucking sit back and say I didn't warn you. But Swami need to shut his fucking ass up. Fucking big ass forehead trying to tell people and trying, like I said, I'm not a big Don Lemon fan, but trying to tell that man what it's like to be a black man. You don't know what it's like to be a black man because you've never been a black man. You've been a fucking first generation fucking tether coming here in this country and getting everything that we fought for, black people, not Indians. Indians didn't help fight for shit. Y'all ain't nobody helped us. So what, we had a couple white people there marching with us. We might have one or two Asians. And they weren't even in there like that. For real. Because like I told you before, Pat Morita and George Takei said when they had a meeting when the Japanese people, they were like, listen, the youth was like, should we fight with the blacks? We should, they didn't say should we, they said we should fight with them. We want to fight with them because they're fighting for us, but at the same time, they need backup. You know them bitches, the fucking, their elders told them, no, that's their fight. Let them take the slings and the arrows while we assimilate into their culture, and we'll rule. We said so many years, like in 30 years, we'll be basically we'll be running the show. Now they had their shit right. They were right on that. But at the same time, I want you to listen very carefully. We have no friends. We have no one. No friends, no nothing. And these bitches already just told you right then and there, listen. Yeah, we're not, you're on your own. We're going to get everything that you fought for, and we're going to leave you motherfuckers the crumbs. That's what they told us. That's basically what they told us. And guess what? They were right. While we fought to do this and do that and get fucking other help over here from Africa over here, the tether class Africans, and I'm not saying all of them, but there's just the ones who think they're better, who come here and thumb their nose up to us. They don't understand that they about to get, they always on the chopping block too. And they can do what? They get the resources that we supposed to get. And these are the same motherfuckers who sit back and talking about we don't need no reparation. Bitch, it doesn't involve you. But if you look at a lot of them overseas, they're talking about getting reparation from from King Charles now. Prince Charles, whatever his punk ass name is, from Britain. They talking about the reparations because we started talking about reparations. But these are the same motherfuckers who sit down and said to us, y'all don't need reparations. That's just stupid. But now here you go. Y'all want reparations. The motherfucking tethers down in motherfucking St. Croix and all them Jamaican places who told us we didn't need reparations, but them motherfuckers fighting for reparations now against England. The British monarchy, whatever they call it. And one other thing, I want to say this because I know I'm jumping the gun right now, but just I'm going to say something. I believe Hitler was right. Hitler was correct. These people who call themselves Jewish people are the most evilest fucks on the face of this earth. And do they need to, I'm going to tell you right now, maybe he was right. He was absolutely correct about them. So don't sit up here and say to me, I'm anti-Semitic, because I'm going to tell you what the word anti-Semitic means. It means a person who speaks a language of like of an African descent, so to speak. And guess what? If y'all didn't take my motherfucking tongue away from my forefathers, I would be able to still speak whatever form of African dialect it was. Probably was Hebrew, like I heard it was. We used to speak Hebrew, but y'all took that away from us so y'all could say that you are the true Hebrews, and you're not. The Bible speaks of you. It said, those who claim they are Jews, but they are not, for I know thy trials and tribulations, thy lies, or I think it's called misgivings or something like that. Which means he knows that who you really are. You're not who you say you are. Why you think them bitches always wearing black? You ever thought about that? Why you think they grow their beards out and wear big black hats? Because they think the God can't see their white faces? Do you know over in Jerusalem, all them Jewish people, they had the highest rate of skin cancer? That just means you don't belong there. That's what it means. Go back to Russia. Go back to Germany. And when people sit down and say that we don't deserve reparations, let me tell you something. How is it that a group of people that were supposedly in a Holocaust in Germany, and they're still their descendants, and they're still getting money from not only Germany but also the United States, and we supposed to have been the ones that helped liberate them, and y'all put them over in a country that's not even theirs. They have no ties to where they are now. I forgot what his name. I think his name is Abdul. Oh my God, what was his name? No, it's Nasir Abdul. And he said, these ain't the real Jews. He said they left black and came back white. He said they'll never have any peace here until they leave and the true Jews come back, which are the black man. Oh, cut your throat, didn't it? And you think I'm bullshitting? I can show you the damn Time Life article. It was even on the front page. And this is during the 60s. So don't come to us talking this bullshit. All this cancel culture, all this fucking trying to shut people up from the truth. It just shows you how much motherfucking hypocrites you assholes are. And like I said, as far as black people, we need to start stacking up and fighting back. And when these motherfuckers try to come in and say that they the law, they can do this. No, it's more of us than it is of them. Like I said, always remember, dude, you ain't gonna get out of life alive. You dig? Alright, this is the Battle Blaster. I'm out. Peace.